Good morning, it's Barbara. It is supposed to be a beautiful day. Now it's 80, but not as humid, so who knows? I might spend a little time outside today. Could happen. Good morning, it's Barbara. The hat is for bad hair day. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Still black. I've been doing good on my new plan. Do I like black coffee? I don't think tea gives me quite the hit of caffeine that I need. Sticks. No, Nix. I wonder if it's too early to look for non-knitting advents. Oh, and I haven't been out looking for a supplemental advent for my knitting either. I need to do that, but this lipstick is from my granddaughter's. Well, not this one, but my granddaughter's advent. Hey, pup. You want to say hi? There's Maisie. There's Maisie. Yeah. Hey, pup. Yeah. I really enjoyed giving everybody advents last year, so. I need to start thinking about that. I mean, Christmas in July, people might be starting to, think about advents that you could buy. And I really enjoyed getting advents for my kids and my grandkids and my in-law kids last year. So we'll see. Meanwhile, that reminded me because, anyway, never mind. So, I hope you are all well. I'm feeling okay, but completely unambitious. I did do some work yesterday on my executrixing. I got that done and sent it to my lawyer, so I did some forms and gathered some information and sent an email. So I did that yesterday. I still have something to do today that when I get it done, I'll feel better that I've done it. And I am going to do that. Yeah, so I did that, and I crafted with Christy, but neither of us were actually crafting. But we were talking. I hadn't talked to her in a couple weeks. And yeah, so that was nice. I was telling her, I was talking to Dennis about, my lack of gumption, I'm going to call it, because I don't know what else to call it. And he was saying, for him, late in the morning, because we get up late and then we read the news on our phones, and he said, well, after I have my coffee, because he makes himself an espresso every morning when he comes down, and he comes down around 11, by the way. This is, our schedule, which Christy laughed at me because I keep saying I got to get up early to make things better for myself, and then I don't. And then I say it again. But, so he gets himself an espresso, and then he runs out of things on his Twitter feed. He has people that he's interested in, and he reads all their stuff, and then and then he thinks, oh, I should do something. What should I do? That is the thought that never comes to my mind. I never get to some point where I'm like, oh, I should do something. What should I do? Like, he has time and energy, so what should he do? And he has hobbies that he likes and wants to do. And project, he's got a project and he's in the middle of completely reorganizing his office and revamping the whole computer setup. And, so the internet was out for a while yesterday while he was changing things. And I never, ever say, oh, I have time and energy. What should I do? That's what I miss. I miss that feeling of energy. I don't know if it's physical energy or mental energy, probably some combination of both, but that's what I'm missing. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. So, keep thinking about it. I'll keep thinking about it. And unfortunately, my process is that I have to think about things for a long time. And then maybe I do them and maybe I don't. So, anyways, but that came up in my conversation with Chris last night. But I did do some stuff that I needed to do. And I am going to do some stuff I need to do today. I wonder if I'll feel differently or start getting a little more energy once I'm done with my mom's estate. I think it feels like that's possible. I don't know. So, Carol asked me to talk a little bit about SSK because Danielle and Dory and Karen I know of who are in our community went to SSK. And SSK is the Super Summer Knit Together, which is sponsored and organized by the Knit Girls. And the Knit Girls are, if you aren't familiar with them, are OG knitting podcasters from forever. And it's Knit Girls, GIRLLLS. There were 3 Knit Girls apparently in the beginning, but I wasn't around for the beginning. But Leslie and Laura, and presumably the third person started with an L as well. And anyway, so they have organized this knitting retreat for years. And back when I went in 2017, it was super oversubscribed and you couldn't get in. This year, they actually sent me, well, first of all, I got in, and then I said I'm not going to go. Because I had to decide in December, and I just had no idea where I was going to be in July. So I thought, I better not. And, but not that long ago, they sent out me another email saying, hey, we still have openings, which is very different than it was in 2017. I mean, there were probably just as many people on the wait list as there were that could attend. So anyway, so it's not quite as oversubscribed now. So, but it's a wonderful event. It's held at a former monastery or something in Nashville. And it's sort of a conference center, but they have like dorm style rooms and a dining hall where they feed breakfast and lunch. And the food was good, as I recall. And it's a very compact campus that this is held on. And so they have all kinds of events. They have all kinds of classes. I took 2 classes with Isabel Kramer when I was there. And I might have taken another class that I'm not recalling. And they were wonderful. So they get high quality crafting teachers. I think they had dyeing and spinning and knitting, at least I know, when I went. So you get excellent classes that are a lot of fun. Lots of time to sit around and knit together. Big living room area, lots of congregating space and classes. And then they have other events that are really interesting. They have it at what they call a try it room. So they have like every kind of knitting needle, so that you can go and use all these different kinds of knitting needles to figure out what kind of needle you like. And I can't remember what else was in that try it room, but they have all kinds of things. There might have been spinning wheels. I'm sure there were spinning wheels and other sort of fiber adjacent or fiber interactive things that you could buy in the world. And this was a place where you could try them and decide, you know, which one. I think that was the first place that I tried an electric spinning wheel. And, you know, and you've heard about all those, you know, there's so many amazing different needles, and so you can try them and stuff. And it's a great place, and it's open, I think, kind of open all the time. You can just wander in and try some things. Then they have a try it on room, and they have people bring their knitwear. And at the end of the event, they have a giant get together, and you know, they pull tickets and give prizes, and the prizes are great. They're yarns and all kinds of stuff, knitted things that people have donated, but there's a ton of them. And you get tickets for, and you go and you put tickets in a bag, and then they pick from the bag. That's how they give away the prizes. And so you can get tickets by bringing in garments that you have knit. And then people can try them on. People are very careful, and they can try them on and see if they think they're going to like that pattern. And I came back and knit a sweater that I had tried on, and I can't remember the name of it, and I hated knitting it, and what's the name of that sweater? It starts with a P. And I made it out of yarn that had too much alpaca. I can't think of the name of this. Anyway, so I'm trying it on, and Laura's sitting there. She says, you know, I have not seen one single person try that sweater on that it didn't look good on them. I ended up going back and knitting one. But, you know, I brought in some sweaters that I had made and got a bunch of tickets. And I won a skein of yarn at the end event, which was fun. And anyway, so they have this room, so, you know, try it on room. So they have all kinds of cute ideas. I don't know what they did this year. We'll find out at our Zoom call in August, because Dory and Danielle, and sometimes Karen, come to the Zoom. Danielle doesn't always come. She has spinning group, always has their thing while we're Zooming. She did stop in and say hi last time. But anyway, it's a very, very lovely event. And then they don't give you dinner in the dining room, so that people get together and go out into the world, and it's in Nashville, and go out to dinner and, you know, just sit around and knit. And it was a very, very lovely one. Now, I went by myself, and I didn't know anybody there. Oh, and then they have a big marketplace that's open one day, and that was the place where I bought my Miss Babs. I had a couple things from Miss Babs, and it was at this marketplace, because you go to Miss Babs at like Rhinebeck or Maryland Sheep and Wool, and you can't, you know, you have to get in friggin' line a block long to pay. I mean, and sometimes you can get in and like look at the yarns and stuff, but it's crazy at Miss Babs' booth. It's so crazy to me, because you can buy Miss Babs online. I mean, they do a special color for each event. But but this was a marketplace that was manageable, and you could go in and talk to people, and you could look and touch and figure out what yarn you wanted and what kind of yarn you liked and buy it, and it worked out great. So that's where I got my Miss Babs. Anyway, so they have this marketplace, and they do open the marketplace up to the public, but the people who are at the event get an hour or two beforehand without the public. And I think you have to pay to get in to the marketplace if you're not a member or not in the event. But anyway, I recommend it. I had a great time. I had a lot of regret seeing the Danielle kept texting me pictures. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have gone. It would have been so much fun, you know. So maybe I will think about next year and coordinate with some of the lovely people I know. I mean, I've met both Danielle and Karen in person. I haven't met Dory in person, but you know, when your friends are going, it sounds like it's more fun, right? Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and I was a little sad that I wasn't there, to be honest. But it's over now. They are heading home. But it was a very fun event. So just put that on your back burner for those of you who are interested in those kinds of events. But, you know, I would have to be masked for all the indoor stuff. And Tennessee in July was very warm. Lots of mosquitoes when I was there, so I'm not sure being outside would be that comfortable. So, you know, which is one of the considerations. So, but I hope everybody stayed disease-free and had a good time. And anyway, so that's SSK. And it's always in July, and the Knit Girls put out an announcement. I think if you go to their Ravelry page, their Ravelry group, they always put an announcement and how to get into the drawing, because it's a lottery. When they're oversubscribed, it's a lottery. So anyway, so that's SSK. That was requested by Carol. I know people have requested other things that I've completely forgotten about, and I apologize for that. But anyway, it is quite nice. It would be nicer with a little bit of a breeze, but it is actually quite nice. The humidity is down. I think I'm going to try to be on the deck more today, because I have not spent a lot of time outside for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean, it's been a while between rains and then the oppressive humidity. It has been very unpleasant outside. I do have to water my plants in their containers today, because we haven't had any rain. Oh, and guess what? Dennis saw a hummingbird yesterday. Yay! So he replaced all the nectar, and hopefully it'll be back. That's fun. But yeah, I think I'll be outside. I think that will help me too. You know, the weather hasn't helped. Even, you know, a sunny day is always good. Even from in the house, it feels better to have a sunny day. So we shall see. But the only thing I'm doing going out of the house for today will be walking the dogs. Dennis is going to visit his mom today, and I'll go tomorrow. She has 2 doctor's appointments this week, Wednesday and Thursday, which Dennis does. So I will be visiting her on Tuesday and on Friday. We have a date on Friday to call Vicky so that she can talk to her mom. So that'll be good. And I'll grab the log tomorrow when I go and see what happened at the end of March, unless Dennis gets her further along when he visits. But it's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow too, and so we can be outside, and that'll be great. Because, you know, outside we're usually a little bit by ourselves, and we're not, you know, interfering with people. So then you feel like you can make phone calls and stuff, and it doesn't disturb other people. So I'll be seeing Aura tomorrow, not today. But I might be making crackers today. Ooh, Dennis is talking about making queso. So I do need to make crackers, because we've probably eaten up our crackers today that we have if he makes queso. And he's going to use some of our jalapenos. So that's exciting. He might make it tomorrow. So I might not be able to report about it tomorrow, because he might not be making it today. So we shall see. But anyway, And I have to look up some recipes for pork belly, because I bought a pork belly when I was at the store the other day, which Dennis turns into bacon. But I happen to like pork belly, so I told him I would look up some recipes, see about having pork belly for dinner. So, you know, then it'll just be less bacon, because we will have eaten some of it. Well, he likes the bacon to be nice and, you know, so he doesn't mind cutting some of it off. Anyway, that's what's going on here. I'm still working on myself. I hate to jinx myself, but the last few nights I've slept really, really well. So we'll see. I've just jinxed myself saying that out loud. But anyway, and my knee is feeling pretty good. I did promise Christy I would do my exercises though. So anyway. Meanwhile, I guess I'm gonna go. Yeah. I'm gonna go, and maybe start the crackers and work on my paperwork, so that by the time Dennis gets home and we walk the dogs, I will have made crackers and done my paperwork. That's my goal. And after that, I'm off. But, you know, it'll be nice outside. Ooh, we have quesos and crackers on the deck. Right? Anyway. All right, I'm going now. I think my lipstick is looking a little Lucille Ball. You know, it's a little Lucille Ball. Oh well, that's okay. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.